Okay, movie time. Got another deal of the day. Let's go see what I brought home this time. Kijiji deal. Oh, nice tire machine. I've been looking for one of these for decades at a decent price. And get this, 60 bucks. Nice. And this is kind of interesting. So, this little receiver holds this part. Alright. I just came down the 401, about a half an hour on the 401. And luckily when it fell out, which could have easily gone off the edge of the trailer, it fell into the trailer. So I just noticed that now. Got lucky this time. So what it is a Vulcan Automag tire changer. And I used one similar to this. I used a Coates when I was a teenager, working in a garage with the Untitled dealership in about 1978. And I've been dying to find something like it since. And I just finally got one. Alright, it's gonna go in there. I want to be able to do my own tires. I think I got a spot back here for it. Luckily I got a big industrial compressor. I'll run it. But get this thing out of the way. Get this thing out of the way. And it should slide right in there nicely. Alright, I gotta move all this junk. Heavy. Might have a problem with my compressor. Damn it. Oh. It's only going up to 80 pounds. But I hear hissing under here, so that could be why. Oh yeah, it's too loud in here. Alright, taking a look in the back of this tire machine, I see, well, first of all, I see an old rag, some tape, some matches, Captain John, those aside. What other treats are in here? Just junk. No treasure. So I can feel air right here. I can feel it, and then I think it's this. I think it's this hose. It's all worn right there. So, or oh wait a minute. What is this thing? I wonder. Because it's hissing air. Yeah, it's that thing, whatever this thing is. Damn it. Don't know. Maybe it's a pressure relief valve. Don't know. I don't know. Oh, but I know it's taking a lot of pressure though, because the air, oh, we'll wait, because there's a tank and it's taking a lot of pressure. Oh. And there's a line runs over to, it's too dark in there probably to see, but that's the mechanism in there that runs the lift. Alright, I think I'm going to have to do a little more investigation on this guy. Oops, am I pulling that tight? No, it's loose. That comes into this guy, which runs down to two different things. So yeah, air comes in. There is a pressure blow off there. If it gets overblown, it'll... I tried pulling it, but I'm not sure that that's working. So I will probably blow off a line or fix that. I should take it off and get it working. Alright, there's a pressure relief valve here that I don't think is working at all, so I'm going to take it off. All the air is out of it, just so you know. I bled the air out of the machine and disconnected it from the air compressor. Okay, there's that pressure relief valve I took off. I sprayed it down with WD-40 and now it works. You can see inside there. I think it was stuck before. I'm sure it was stuck, but now I don't think that was my problem with the compressor leaking air, but at least I feel a bit better about the pressure going in. Slick. Alright, and we'll just toss that back in the hole. Now, what is that? What is that? Don't know, but I'll figure it out. So with that done, I'm following the line, and you know what? This hose is really ratty down here, right in this section. So I'm going to cut it off there and reattach it just to make sure that it doesn't blow out anytime soon. Okay, I quick cut off that bit of crappy hose and put on good hose. There's a bit that I tore off. It was junk. And the investigation continues. Alright, so this thing, I didn't know what it was. It was so dirty I didn't realize it, but it looks like I can put a wrench on that and take it off and see what it is. I'm going to scrape around some of this grunge on the bottom first with a screwdriver just to clear it out of there so nothing falls in that hole once that thing's out. Okay, I have a new thought. So, here's what I think this is. This is the valve assembly for the foot pedal. Alright? So what this is just an exhaust, basically. I think that's just when you push the valve, let's see, when you let go of the foot pedal, air will be released out through this. So I'm going to put it back in, take that out, and figure out why it's hissing, what's leaking in here. Might be able to take these two screws off and see what the innards look like. It's not real obvious how this thing attaches other than a couple of bolts over here, but as far as how the foot pedal itself across on the other side of the machine, I don't know how it attaches. I suspect it's just a push rod. So I'm thinking of taking these two bolts off, but I might not need to. If I take this cap off, I suspect there's going to be a leak inside that air valve. So Not sure if it's fixable, I'm not sure if it's just O-rings or what, but if it's some kind of diaphragm or something, I suspect it's O-rings on a shaft, and as that shaft moves, air is allowed to go in different directions, different hoses here, different lines. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is dig deeper. Okay, just so you know, I popped that end cap off and cleaned it up a little bit, and all it does is retain a spring inside, which will, when you release the foot pedal, will push that valve back in. So obviously I'm going to have to take this valve apart and see why it's leaking air. I'm going to do that now. Just a beauty day outside though. So I have got the other cap off now. Let's see if I can see this. Okay, so I took the other end cap off once I got that push rod off. Just keeping my parts up here. And then let's pull that shaft out. Okay, so it is a shaft, a bunch of O-rings. Okay. So I'm going to replace every single O-ring. Alright, so I've got my collection of O-rings here. Oops. And I just lightly tightened. You can't really see it, but because of all the junk on my bench, I'm not done moving in, folks. So I've just been throwing things on the bench as I go. So there's that, I'll call it a piston, air valve piston full of O-rings. So I'm going to pull these all off and put new guys on. Okay. All new O-rings on there. Oops. Okay, I've only got 40 pounds in the compressor right now. Sorry about the reflection. And I plugged in the tire machine, and the valve body is dead quiet. So I'm going to turn on the compressor and get some real air in here and see how we're doing. See if we've got any leaks. A good sign. It's gone up over 80. So before I did any of this, it was stuck at 80 and would leak out from the tire machine. Probably can't even hear a thing I'm saying, but I'll dump it over. But what are we at now? We're coming up on 120. That's cool. And I don't hear any hissing. Folks, here we go. Not a sound at all back here. Not even the slightest hiss. Alright, new O-rings on the air valve piston. Definitely was an issue. I'm going to run this back in right now, hit the pedal, and see how she works. There it goes. Nice. It works. Alright, look at the crud in my bead. Oh my god, no wonder my tires were leaking so bad. It'll be the whole rim. Oh, you should feel it. It feels like concrete. Just feels like a concrete block. So, no question why my tires were leaking. Alright, I've got my soapy water and a brush. Slop it on there real good. Make a mess. Keep in mind, last time I changed a tire in a tire machine, I was 17 years old. And that was 40 years ago. Let's give it a try, see if I remember how. I am. Yeah, it's not broken. There we go, tire off. Big truck tire too. Aluminum rim. And I don't think I broke it. Oh, it's on there tight. Let's see. No, if it was going to break, it would have broke right in here in the hub. And I don't see any crack. I mean, the rim's dirty as hell, but it would have. I would have seen it. It would have sheared off a pie piece, a pie-shaped piece, a shape like a pie piece. Yeah, that's it. So this rim is disgusting. It is all corroded. I got to get a wire wheel on a drill and just go to town on that rim. Neat. 60 bucks, a little repair, a couple of O-rings, and she's a fabulous working machine. I think this is really cool because my old coats that I used to use when I was a teenager didn't have this air underneath here. Oh god, okay, that's a lot of air, and it's going to require safety glasses to use that because it blows a lot of crap around. That is perfect. This is the best machine I could have asked for. I probably would have paid, if it was, you know, it didn't, the guy could demonstrate it, didn't have that leak, I would have said 500 bucks. Right on. Maybe I'll throw that tire back on just to try the reverse. All right, I'm going to do that. Alright, in summary, it looks to me like I got a deal because it's working fine. Alright, what is it again? It's a Vulcan tire machine. Oops, I think I just hit the zoom. So, Vulcan tire machine, and it just did a big truck tire off my F250, so I know for sure it's going to do my car tires. No doubt about it. Looks like this is maybe about as big as I'd want to go. I've got bigger tires on my truck now, so I'm not sure they're gonna fit on this machine. Yeah, I'd have to do some measuring to see about that. But I fixed the leak, I fixed the problem, and I learned something. I know nothing about these. I'm not even really all that knowledgeable about pneumatics, but I listened for the hiss, I listened for the leak, and took my best guess, and it is fixed. Not a sound out of it. And it's holding pressure no problem. Everything works. 60 bucks, Kijiji deal of the day. Yeah. But wait, there's more. I haven't aired up the tire yet. I need to test that that blaster, that air blaster ring underneath, and that tire hose. So let me get set up for that, and we'll put air in it. Just look at all the bubbles coming out around the edge. Everywhere. That's how they were. Every morning I'd have to put air in these tires, and there's really not enough tread on them to make it worthwhile to pay a guy. Hey, she's working. Taking air. Ready to go. Alright, I gotta do that all over again. And clean those rims. Maybe I'll do that in another video. This was just about the machine. Just a thought, I want to, when I clean these rims off, I use a wire wheel. Let's see if I got, oh, I don't think I'll find it. Like I say, I just moved here not too long ago, so I don't, yeah, I don't know where my bits are here, so I will come up with, well, it's like a wire wheel like that, but obviously a little small one that goes on a drill. And you run around the rim, so where the tire seats against the rim, you clean the rim super good, just dig right in if you need to. They should be shiny and spotless. Might have a little bit of pitting, but I find that that's okay. And then do the same to the tire. I wouldn't gouge real super hard on the rubber because you can tear that off, but a light dusting of the wire wheel on the bead part of the tire. And then I don't use that rubber goop, and here is why. In around 1979 is when I used to use these machines in a Uniroyal dealership, and we didn't have that. We didn't use it, but I always found that cleaning the rims super good and cleaning the tires super good and put them together with soapy water, and I never had a tire come back with a slow leak. But the guys that started using that rubber goop, and for whatever reason, some of the tire centers, like I won't even name the place, but we'd get tires in from a different place, and they'd be leaking just months after being installed, maybe even weeks. I think it's because they just didn't take the time to clean the rims. They're just young guys that didn't know what they were doing. But they come out that black rubber goop, and you would seal it on the rim, and then I think the tire as well or something, and they still use that. I see the guys using it when I go in and get tires changed. Well, I don't like it because I think after a year or so that rubber goop breaks down. I think it gets you out of the shop and gets you going, and you're not coming back because it seals it up like silicone. But I think it breaks down after time. You know, that tire rolling on down the highway kind of vibrates, and I think it turns that goop into like little hard balls or something, because you do get slow leaks even after using that stuff. So I'm against that stuff. I'm sure there's lots of people, all the experts probably use it. I'm no expert. I'm just a guy that used to change tires for beer money when I was a teenager, and like I say, I never had one come back. It was always done on a machine just like this, very similar. It was a Coates 2020, I think, but it functions the same way. And I'm not going to use that goop, ever. I'm just going to make sure the rims are shiny clean. Okay, this time I'm really done. Cheers.